Trap Ross got his first taste of the great West Coast press. During a No Jumper podcast, Wack 100 got really heated and pressed Trap Ross, even calling him a bitch. Things got really bad. Their beef actually started long before they sat down to do the podcast. Their beef actually started a week ago when Adam and Wack 100 had a conversation on the No Jumper News, and Adam brought this up.
Yo, Wack, what's up with the screenshot that Traplo Ross sent me of you begging Big U not to kill you?
That's cap. That's an AI.
It's in the indictment. It's in the indictment that you were saying, don't do this. My wife, my kids in the car. Draws. Don't do this.
That's not a text message.
No, it was a real-life conversation. Henley recounted to Victim 1 an incident in which Henley and the Rolling 60s gang members chased down Wack 100, attempting to hurt him. There's 15 to 20 N-words with us with hoodies tied down.
Wack 100 was not feeling that Trap Ross sent Adam a screenshot from the Big U indictment of that particular excerpt. Now, what was not discussed was Trap Ross sent Adam and a lot of us just a string of screenshots. One of the screenshots just happened to be something that included Wack 100, but he sent us a bunch of screenshots because he also read the full indictment. So Wack 100 made a mental note. He wasn't feeling it because he felt like Trap Ross was trying to set him up or trying to embarrass him. So when they were doing the podcast, you could tell from the very beginning there was some friction, but it didn't really get discussed. Now, it did come about, though, when they began to discuss the DNA. Now, you could tell from Wack 100's first response to Trap Ross asking about why him and 600 discussed Big U's DNA being found on the deceased Rayshawn Williams. Wack 100 response to Trap Ross sort of told you from the very beginning he wasn't feeling him.
When you started bringing up the whole Christopher Lovejoy DNA story that everybody was talking about, right? Like
he was only able to do that story because I set it up to be done.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is
like you do that a lot, Trap.
Did you expect?
But hold on, Trap. You got to correct that.
No, let's go.
You do that a lot. You're a foreigner guy out there, and you be talking about our shit like you know what you're talking about. So if you was really watching it, Lovejoy didn't grab it until it was on the internet. So now you got to ask yourself, how did it get on the internet? Right?
If I'm Trap Ross, I'm a little weary, bruh. All right? I'm a little concerned here. Because for the most part, Trap Ross' internet presence have been void of any embarrassing moments. Now, there are like old clips of Trap Ross in the past with like the 6ix9ine hairdo and the skits he used to do. But for the most part, he really hasn't been in any type of real conflict online. I think the most we've seen was like the Tay Savage and Trap Ross thing, but that was a skit. So when you're Trap Ross and you've been able to avoid, for the most part, any type of conflict, being put in a situation where, you know, you're essentially being called out or being called out your name, which we will soon hear, is kind of like, that's a little dicey, right? Because you have built your brand on sort of being this stoic reporter guy. Once you start getting pressed on camera one too many times, bro, people start losing respect for you and it starts getting bad. But his question to me was a fair question. It wasn't really too bad and he didn't really get a chance to get the question off. But Wack 100 stopped him and got an attitude because Wack 100 is trying to predict what Trap Ross is going to say based on the public narrative. You see, Trap Ross was about to segue into Loose Cannon having an issue with Wack 100 and 600 discussing Big U's DNA being found under the fingernail of Rayshawn Williams, who's the teen that Big U is being accused of murdering. Wack, being really astute, is understanding that usually when that question is brought up, the first thing people want to know is, Wack is a street dude, 600 is a street dude, why are y'all talking about an open case? Wack already has an answer for that. So Wack is trying to beat him to it, but I don't think Trap Ross was trying to hold Wack 100 to the fire for that in particular. He was just trying to ask about the Loose Cannon and Wack 100 beef and why they're getting into it so hard and why the Loose Cannon care about Wack talking about the Big U and the DNA so much.
I knew I couldn't just let him talk about that because they were going to do what they're doing now. So I had to position it so it was on the internet.
So you put it on the internet or you had
No, well, what I did is we have a segment on the 100 side of Clubhouse called Murder Mysteries. And I simply sent the girl Tink from Chicago the newspaper clipping from 2021. She was oblivious, so she started running the murder mystery. She's good at it. She'll start reading and digging. She'll come up with all these rabbit hole type scenarios, right? And when she got to certain points of what it may have been or what is this or what it may have led up to, when she would break, I played a snippet from the audio we had from the family.
Yeah.
So the snippet I played first said they found his DNA under my brother's nails. And they was like, okay, and I stopped it. And the floor is talking about, okay, well, that could have been whoever this person may have been. So they talk another 20 minutes. And like, well, who could the person have been? So I played the mother saying that they had to track down Big U for a year or so, and the feds forced him to give his DNA.
You can tell by Trapler Ross smirk a little bit. He's not really buying that Wack 100 don't really hate Big U like that, and he only put that out there to warn Big U, not to embarrass Big U. Now, from my perspective, I don't even think Wack needs to explain himself. I feel like where the internet went wrong is the internet has sort of changed up the definition for a lot of things in regards to the streets. The internet will say it's snitching if you talk about an open case, but if you're not involved with the open case, it's not snitching. Snitching to me is you are cooperating with officials to put somebody behind bars. Wack 100 was not involved with the investigation. The family of the deceased told Wack 100 information that he put out. Talking about a police investigation that you have nothing to do with, that's not snitching. You're not cooperating. You're not helping with the investigation. You have nothing to do with the investigation. You're not giving them any clues. You're just discussing it. I don't feel like that's snitching. Because the internet has sort of changed definitions around, Wack 100 felt the need to sort of speak on it and, give a little curveball by saying, I'll put it out not because I was happy this was going on. I put it out to warn Big U to save my arch enemy. Now, Trapler Ross will sort of catch Wack 100 off guard when he would position Wack 100 to defend the statement that the police found Big U's DNA under the fingernails of the deceased. Trapler Ross will call Wack out and say that's not true and it's false.
600 hates him, so he's having his fun, but we're warning him. I'm gonna be real. If somebody took my DNA a year or so ago, after a year, 18 months, I'm thinking ain't nothing of it. I'm not even thinking that my skin's under about a dude's nails. And I hear the family say they found his DNA under the nails. I hear that. That's going to be alarming to me.
That did turn out to not be completely true, though, right?
No, it was completely
From
true.
the complaint, it said that the DNA that was found, it couldn't confirm that it was Big U, but it couldn't rule it out too, whereas they could rule out the other individual, right?
No. I don't know where you saw that at.
I really saw it said that. It wasn't completely confirmed that it's Big U's DNA. That's what I'm saying, and there's still no...
There's no... Listen.
They said it was inconclusive or something like that, right?
So, do you want me to read it out?
Go ahead.
Read out.
Okay, so... Wait, the DNA profile... So, DNA was connected from RW's ankle/sock area, consistent with the direction that RW was dragged into the desert off the highway.
Oh.
The DNA profile obtained was not complete, likely due to the aforementioned inclement on whether the... due to the inclement weather on the night of the murder. So the weather and the way that the body was left overnight, I guess in the cold, in the wind or whatever, meant that the DNA profile wasn't able to be completed. So it says analysis of Henley's DNA profile, Big U, was inconclusive such that he could not be excluded as the contributor of the DNA, but it couldn't be confirmed. And Robinson, on the other hand, was excluded as a potential contributor of the DNA. So it wasn't...
Trapler Ross is correct. Big U's DNA was deemed inconclusive and it wasn't found under his fingernails. I did see a couple YouTubers, actually did do like full-on videos and they included that when that wasn't true. Well, Wack 100 attempted to respond back to Trapler Ross, but Trapler Ross wasn't budging. So Wack 100 just outright so he diverted from the DNA to the full court press of Trapler Ross and things get really awkward and really tense.
confirmed,
So,
but it couldn't be excluded.
Do you know who Robinson is?
Robinson...
That's the driver.
Mm-hmm.
That's the driver who told them they drove to L.A., picked the kid up, where they took him, and how he was killed. So when you got something that says you're not excluded, well, it could have been you, maybe not. But then you got the dude with you who gave DNA once they brought him in. Big U didn't know it. And they show, you didn't touch the body. That means he's identified Big U as a killer. That's who really told on him.
But all I'm saying is that, from what I understand, the DNA thing, to make the statement Big U's DNA was found under his fingernail.
That's been running in the media.
We didn't make the statement. We just played the recording.
But this is the thing. Do you feel like it's kind of overcooking Big U's involvement? Now, obviously, it's an open case. It's unresolved, right? But the headline of DNA found under fingernails is not... It's a little overshooting.
What's the difference in what you did?
Because this says it can't confirm it.
Listen, you know I'm allowing you to question me right now, right?
I appreciate it.
Because you did some punk shit the other day. See, the only difference is you usually do what you did the other day sitting over there in London somewhere, right? And you're not here, right? There's a lot of places you can't go. You send Adam something as if it was a clip of something I did I wasn't supposed to do.
No, he said.
Regardless of your opinion on Wack 100, bro, you have to admit Wack 100 is a master podcaster, bro. Man, yo, you see how quickly Wack reversed the odds on Trapler Ross? Yo, Trapler Ross was heating. He was cooking. He was four-court press. Then Wack 100 just flipped the script, and now we forget completely about the DNA conversation. And now we're about to watch Trapler Ross try to scramble out of, hey, Wack, I wasn't doing this maliciously. Do I think that Wack 100 is really upset? No, I don't, bruh. Do I feel like this was kind of like a tactic to sort of, like turn the cards on Trapler Ross when Trapler Ross was trying to press Wack? Yes. And we're about to watch just that take place. Watch Trapler Ross try to explain why what he did was innocent.
That he punked you out with a whole bunch of people, and it had a quote that he attributed to you, but it wasn't an actual video or recording. This was Big U's version of events.
Hold on. You're the receiver. So since you read everything, right? Now tread lightly with this. Because I've been telling myself for the last couple minutes not to really do nothing to you because I know what you was trying to do.
Okay.
So since you so thorough, did you read what Big U said he did to me? No, either you gonna play smart or dumb. Did you read it?
Yes. Can I say one thing?
What did you
can I
find
say one thing in my defense first?
That's the bullshit and the real shit.
This him on a wiretap bragging to somebody else, possibly.
Right. You got it without story, right? Yeah. But you sent it like it was real.
On this originally and said begging. I never said begging.
But you sent it like it was real.
I was just reading what you sent me.
That's the part he's mad about, the begging. I never said that.
No, what I'm saying though, the part I'm mad about is you act like we cool. You didn't send it to me and say, Wack, what's up with this? You did the ass shit you do, but they just can't catch you. So I'm here to let you know as a man, you's a bitch ass nigga for that.
No, he's not. Because all he was doing was showing me a page from the biggest news of the day that my podcast co-host just so happens to be named in.
This is not public.
I don't even think Wack cares about none of this, bro. Wack is pressing Trapler Ross just for fun. All right? Wack is making Trapler Ross uncomfortable, full court pressing him for the sake of it, bro, for fun. Do I feel like Wack truly cares that Trapler Ross sent Adam a slew of screenshots and one of the screenshots included something about him? No, right? I don't. And if I'm wrong and Wack does care about it, then I feel like it's unfair, right? Because Trapler Ross sent Adam a slew of screenshots. Adam chose to read one of the screenshots that included Wack, right? I don't feel like Trapler Ross is obligated to send Wack the screenshot because, one, Trapler Ross is probably thinking, Wack already read this, right? Like Wack 100 read this already. Wack 100 is one of the first people who was able to obtain the full indictment. So Wack 100 already knows what's going on. So sending it to Wack 100 wouldn't make sense, right? That's the first thing. And the second thing is this, bro. Hey, listen, man. If you and Adam is already talking about the indictment, I don't feel like he's obligated to send it to Wack first before sending it to Adam. You feel me? Now, I don't know how cool Trapler Ross and Wack is, but I wouldn't say they're best of friends. Now, I may be wrong, but I wouldn't say they're like best friends, right? I feel like they're cool. They have a very cordial relationship, but them being best of friends to where he's obligated, I don't think so. But Adam would try his best to defend Trapler Ross, understanding the awkward position that Trapler Ross is currently in. Trapler Ross, for the most part, don't have any smut on his name on the internet.
Get something on you.
Yeah.
Who the first person I'm sending it to?
Of course, you're going to hit me about it. But wait.
But
you sent it to me, too.
He tried to send it to bro as if it was exposing me to something.
Yeah, this is
that's
like
what
got
you
a show
think.
together. And
I'm going to be real.
But what did I send you before that? I sent you in there, too. No jumper. First thing I sent you was no jumper.
You're reading through it. You're sending me a couple of different things that seemed
it's 107 pages. Bozo.
And he sent me
you
2.
chose to send him that.
But you were on the phone live busy, so I knew you were on the phone.
No, that's
you were live. I was watching live and I sent it to him.
You were the news at that moment.
Listen, it's 107 pages, right?
True.
And out of 107 pages, and there's some crazy stuff in that content. You chose to send him that, so you thought you was isolating Wack on some bull. That's what you thought.
That was
Keep
my
it real.
intention. That was my intention.
boying you to tell the truth.
Now that wasn't my intention at all.
So what was your intention?
Real talk. I was reading through it. I see that section.
You see how it
That
feels
was
to
the
really.
craziest
You
thing.
see how it feels to really be in front of the people you talking about and playing with.
No, I hear it. It's
It
tough.
feel your. I hear
He
your
does that
heart.
all the time.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Man, that dude get caught in certain places. He know it. He in certain places. While you get up and go to Chicago, yeah, boy.
What I'm doing is worse than what he's doing.
No,
He's not even putting any of them
fuck with him. They don't fuck with dude because they feel like he's a foreigner and he's stirring shit up.
Nah, they love him for that.
No.
I've seen it. He's in here all the time
bro.
while I'm interviewing random people. They're all geeked up to take photos with him.
No, listen, let me tell you something. If they catch dude.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel bad for Trapler Ross, man, because this was supposed to be like the kings of comedies coming together, kind of like how the king of comedy came together. They united. It was supposed to be kind of like the kings of the culture, the kings of independent hip hop media come together and sort of, give opinions on the culture. It kind of felt like Trapler Ross was singled out in this moment, was sort of attacked. Brand was sort of attacked and affected, right? Now I can understand, like let's just say going on like a foreign podcast and and this being done, but it feels like home team. So home team is supposed to be safe. You feel me? It's supposed to be like a discussion. Being called a bozo, being called a weirdo, bro. It takes away from the stoicness, from like the aura of Trapler Ross. You feel me? And yeah, like this was supposed to be something that benefited everybody. Now, if I understand Wack being upset, and if he truly feels upset, then it's his right to do that. On Trapler Ross's end, I feel like if he would have knew like this was gonna happen, he probably would have, done things a little bit differently. But, I think it sucks because I feel like everybody there benefited from uniting and coming together and doing their thing. But it does kind of feel like Trapler Ross may have been hurt, or his brand may have taken a bigger hit than it gained because of this particular moment. But I may be wrong, you feel me, man? But I do feel like Adam did his best to kind of defend Trapler Ross. Adam did stick up for him, so shout out to Adam, man. But this is a pretty awkward moment for Trapler Ross, and I don't think it's fair to him, man. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? All right, do you guys feel like Trapler Ross was in the wrong? Was Wack 100 in the wrong? Let me know your comments, all right? And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out how does TikTok Cloud Chaser ruin his life by doing this after clapping a BBW cheeks, all right? I'm going to see you guys in this video right here. So click on this to find out how he tried to expose the BBW who cheeks he clapped, but it backfired badly. I'm going to see you guys in this video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.